In this video, we are going to talk about how to join tables using SQL. Okay, so this is in the Simple Company database, and we have two tables here that I've already got pulled up. I've got customer two, or customer, okay, that just has two records in it, and then I've got customer two here with these four records. So if you remember back to chapter 3, we talked about the Cartesian product, right, of two tables. And so that what we would do in the Cartesian product, right, is to take every possible pair of records from a table. So what we would have if we took the Cartesian product of customer and customer 2, we would have this record here, 1000 Smith Gene, and off to the side we'd have each of these rows here in a copy. And then we would do the same thing, pair up this row with every row inside the customer 2 table. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to use the select statement, and then I'm going to select everything in here, which you don't have to do that. You can narrow down these fields if you only want part of it, but just to kind of show you how it works, I'm going to select everything, all the fields. And the way you would do that is to list the tables side by side like that. So select everything from customer and customer 2 separated with a comma there. And so what that will give us is the Cartesian product of customer with customer 2. So let's run that, and you'll see that we generated 8 records in here. If you count those 2 here, and those 2 are paired up with 4, each of the 4 in here. So 2 times 4 will give us 8. And so you can see here we have this record 1000 Gene Smith paired up with Ann McPherson. Here 1000 Gene Smith paired up with Juan Ortega. Here the 1000 Gene Smith paired up with Jan Kowalski. Here the 1000 Gene Smith record paired up with Chen George record. And then same thing for Ortega Juan, right? That's paired up with each of these records right here. So essentially we made all possible pairs where the first part of the row comes from the customer table, and then the second part comes from the customer 2 table. Okay, so that is the result of that. And switching back to the SQL view here, right, we can see how that works. Select everything from the product of customer and customer 2. In our book, they use cross join, but Access doesn't support some of the things that we'll talk about here, which makes this part a little bit tricky if you kind of go through the book and look. So this is the way you would do the Cartesian product, or what the book will have as the cross join sometimes in Access. If you're using a DB browser for SQLite, I do believe that one does support the cross join, but you can also just do it this way.